Everybody, it's Kristina Dennis, the Transformational Self-Empowerment Master. And let me fix my hair so I can concentrate. I am enjoying this color. Isn't it pretty? It's the first time I've worn this shirt and I love it. Now it's going to look crooked and it's going to drive me crazy. So, all right, time to look at the camera and talk to you. I want to talk to you a little bit about self-love and being in this, the idea of being in a relationship with yourself, marrying yourself first, caring about yourself. Our lives are only as rich as our relationships, and I kind of believe that to the core of me. But one of the most important relationships, well, the most important relationship I'm ever going to have is the one that I have with myself. And transformational self-empowerment is all about that, isn't it? And I wanted to put some really good activities out there and suggestions for anyone who is in a place where we're not loving ourselves or we're not sure exactly what that means. When I immediately got to the program, and my sobriety birthday is coming up, it's May 6th, and what is happening to me right now is there's a little bit of anxiety going on in my nervous system. And there's actual science showing that when we have a traumatic event or when something very large happens, our physiological response to it, maybe year after year after year, will always be the same, or at least suspectful. And so this week, when I first started at the beginning of this week, I was thinking about I'm not able to go at the level I was going at last week because I was sick over the weekend, and I had all these kind of yucky feelings over the weekend, and people were really, stuff that was going on in the world and on social media was landing on me, and it was just like I had an emotional sunburn. Everything hurt. Ouch, 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 ouch. And I came in and I shared about that on Tuesday. First, I did the self-loving act of not coming in and forcing myself to come in on Monday sick. I let myself, just lay in bed. And second, I came in and I went ahead and started up with my life in a less intense manner because I wasn't feeling well. I walked a little less. I let myself go a little slower in some of my projects, and I acted in self-love. And then it occurred to me yesterday, because I celebrated another anniversary in one of my programs that I adore last night, 20 years where I have been doing this self-love group in a very large and intimate way with some of the strongest people I know. And I went and shared a little bit of my story last night. And so it occurred to me today, hey, there's a reason why you're a little breathless. There's a reason why you feel a little off, and it's okay because it'll go away. And I don't feel incredibly comfortable with that thought pattern. In fact, as I'm even saying it, I get a little jittery. And it's wonderful to have the strength and the character to pause and let that happen, and not to go out and assign it to anything other than, generally speaking, oh yes, your anniversary of sobriety is coming up, and that was a really, really hard time for you 20 something years ago. And you were sick, and it's really hard for you when you're sick. And isn't that okay? And it's all right to know that even though I'm not 100% comfortable with it, I'm still going to do the things that I need to do. And that's where it comes to self-love. I have a woman that I speak highly of, and I steal a lot of her stuff. I bring it in here, and she has always said self-love is an action. What that did to me was take it out of up here and start it here. And I mean, Tony Robbins does this. A lot of people do this about physiological responses, stepping up, taking care of our bodies, taking care of ourselves emotionally. But I believe that if you're struggling, and we all struggle no matter how long we've been on this road. I struggled this week about feeling worthy because I wanted to slip into a little bit of depression, a little cocoon, not get out of my my surroundings, not put myself out there, but I have enough things in place that push me back into the life that I really want to lead so that I'm not missing out. And enough of self-love, enough history behind me to know that this is going to pass. But when you do get to that place, like I did this week, when something has come out and bit you, and you're falling down, or a struggle has shown up again, and you want to be frustrated, it's really important to observe yourself like a bird's eye view. And we don't get to do this very often. I think that's what meditation and journaling and all that allow us to create agency over what's happening in our feelings, and to observe your feelings, question them, become curious about them, reach out to people that are going to reflect back to you your true nature, which is you are a human being of love. For me, I'm a human being of love. I'm a generous person. I care about people. And I am actually incredibly productive, despite some things that show up, and in spite of them. And if I take a day off or an afternoon off, it's okay. But I do have to reach out to people and have that reflected back to me. And if you're in that position, self-love is an action, is the sentence that keeps me grounded if I don't know what to do. Self-love is an action. And so I'm not talking about going to get a pedicure. I mean, yes, if that's something that you haven't done in a long time, girl, go out and get a pedicure. If you're a dude, get a pedicure because they feel amazing. But it's the act of giving yourself patience, peace, acceptance for wherever you are right at that moment. It is doing the next step, whatever that is. It is for 24 hours that day, or for the next hour, replacing a negative thought with a positive one, shooting it out of the sky and refusing to believe it. Louise Hay says you can't hold more than one thought at a time, and I believe that's true. And if you're not in a place where you can retrain your thinking, or they're coming up and they're grabbing you and you don't know what to do about it, pause, take a few minutes. If you need to watch a Netflix show right then, do it. Okay, this whole idea that everything we're going to do is going to have an extreme purpose behind it isn't really realistic either. And so not everything I do is highly minded. And not everything that I do that I consider self-love is highly minded. Yes, I take care of myself physically because I want to make sure my body stays strong. And at my best, when I'm able to exercise at a level to eat the stress, to increase the dopamine and serotonin, that's the most loving thing I can do. If I'm not at my best, the next most loving thing I can do is accept that I'm not at my best and allow myself the time to rest. I allow myself the time to be a little uneasy, to accept it, to bring it in, and know that it will move through a lot faster. So self-love is an action. What can you do that's an actionable item? Well, if you're parenting yourself, which all of us need to be doing, if we're adults at this point, we have to be in charge. We have to take that responsibility. You can eat 3 meals. You can scoop back from some caffeine if you are in a jittery, anxious place. You can rub some essential oils on yourself. I use those all the time. And the olfactory system is so powerful, and it's so close. I mean, it's right there next to our limbic system. It's so important to do those kinds of things. I can sit in the sunshine and let the sun wash over my face if there is sunshine, and usually there is in this state. I can use social media for good by watching positive videos, because there's plenty of that if you do a search. And if you start looking at some of those videos that are positive, you know, Facebook and its spywares are going to send you a bunch of others. I can call a friend and check on a friend. I can be of service. I can, take care of myself in a physical manner. Get up, brush my teeth, comb my hair, curl my hair, or if I'm sick, I can rest, drink plenty of fluids, and rub my feet. There are so many different things that we can do for ourselves in that moment, and they are just as important as crossing something off a list toward a major goal. They are just as important, maybe even more important, because they're your basic right. And if you don't love yourself, by actionable items. If you can't love yourself, if you're in a bad place negatively, you can do these other actions to counteract that. And that's super important for all of us to remember. Self-love is an action. And I would love to hear your ideas on what you may do to take care of yourself. I know when I start working with people, we set up a contract that they're going to do something spiritually, emotionally, and physically for themselves every day. And they're going to send that to me so that they have a contract with themselves and with me, showing that they're going to start changing some of those things that they have not put in the forefront. So just something for thought, food for thought. And if you are looking for somebody else to do this, if you're in a place where you are perhaps single again, I want you to write down all the things that you want in another person. And then I want you to share them with somebody. And then next, set out to start becoming those things. So if you are looking for somebody to treat you really well, treat yourself really well. If you are looking for somebody to take you out to a nice dinner, take yourself out to a nice dinner. You can go out with a girlfriend or a friend. If you are looking for somebody to respect your opinions, start respecting your own. If you're looking for somebody to bring you financial security, start working toward your own financial security. Become who you want. Become who you're supposed to be by self-love and by taking action. And they can start very little. In fact, that's the only way they will start, is very little actions. So hope you guys all have a beautiful day. And I will come back in here and discuss a little more tomorrow. And that's it. I'm going to go and do some self-loving actions right now and get ready for some girls that are coming over this evening. And, a little confession, I didn't really want that to happen, even though I invited them over 3 weeks ago. I woke up this morning thinking I'm not enough. So I'm going to go do contrary action and I'm going to be enough, okay? Because they're just excited to come over here and see each other. And this is my time to be of service. And that's going to lead me into an experience that is both self-loving and of service to others, which will fill me up. So talk to you later. Bye.